Hello, thanks for joining me. Today I'm going to be working on a project. I picked this template up from Walmart and it has like all the different seasons on it, or different holidays rather. And I'm going to be making some Christmas cards from one template. Of course, as you can see, it has a lot more Christmas decorations on it, so you can do like at least 10 different, or even more Christmas cards just in one shot, just from one template. So today I'm going to be using this template, and I picked it up from Walmart. It probably was only like $2.69, something like that, maybe even a little cheaper. And the packet comes with 3 stencils. So I'm going to be using like 3 stencils to, and I'm sorry I said template, but 3 stencils, and they all have the different holidays and whichever greeting you want to make for your card. Okay, so today I'm going to be using the Christmas holiday or winter holiday template stencil. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get the Christmas one out. Then I'm going to get a white piece of cardstock. And this cardstock measures 8.5 by 11 inches. So what I'm going to do is cut it down the middle, the 5.5 inches. And I'm going to be using my Cricut cutter to cut it down the middle. Then I'm going to use one side as a scrap piece of paper to do my stencil on. So now I'm going to fold this cardstock in half. Then I'm going to take my bone folder / spatula. I love this bone folder, / spatula. It's really a spatula, but I love it. I don't know. It's some type of maybe Teflon material. I'm not sure, but it's like, it's real flexible, soft. And, well, it's not that flexible, but it's flexible enough, and it's soft. And when you crease your paper, it doesn't leave like the streaks or the marks. Also, if you do a project and you want to, you done glued it down and everything, and you want to take it back up, this part of the spatula is great. It takes it back up, it doesn't tear the paper, and it just removes it. That especially if you use this type of tape, the score tape. And if you want to lift it back up off your project, you just put the spatula up under there and move it smoothly and slowly, and it comes right up. So I like this type of tool. If you're interested in receiving one, just leave me a message in my inbox and I'll get back to you. So now I'm going to crease this in half. And I love this because I can crease it with either end and it just does perfect. So now that's done. Now I'm going to take my stencil, and today I'm going to be using the wreath stencil. So this is the one I'm going to be using, and I'm going to trace it with my dark green first. And I love using the La Plum markers, as well as the La Tracette, the Pro marker. I love using this one as well. These markers blend your project in evenly. You don't have to be an expert colorer or artist to have your project look professional with these markers, because it blends in your colors very nicely and evenly, smooth looking. So I'm just going to trace this stencil out on this paper. Okay, then I'm going to lift it, and then I'm going to connect the wreath so that when I go to cut it, it's connected just in these spaces. Then what I'm going to do is color my wreath in. With a light green marker. And as I said, I love these markers because you can color either way, up, down, sideways, whatever have you, and it'll blend in very nicely. Then to give a ribbon look or effect, I'm going to use red on the part I want to look like it's a ribbon. So now I'm going to take my red Le Plum. Hope I'm saying that right. Le Plum marker. Okay. Okay, once that dry, it'll blend in nicely. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it out. And I'm going to sort of cut it according to the shape of the outline of the wreath. Okay. So, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the circle. Now, what you want to do is you want to go around where you want your circle cut. So you want to like follow, just go around the inner of the wreath. You can always like color in whatever spots you missed. Now the way I'm going to color this in, the way I'm going to cut this out is two ways you can do it. You can either take your if you have one, this is called a Fiskars. This is by Fiskars. And what it is a circle template. And it's for the Shape Express cutter, which is this. So you have your template and your Shape Express cutter. So what you can do is, if you have one of these, you can just put your circle, fit your circle on the wreath, which would be easier. And then you can always take it and just cut the circle out. This is one way. So you can always take it and cut your circle out. And then another way, if you don't have this Fiskars Shape Express cutter and template, the other way, you can fold your wreath this way along the red ribbon effect. Because once you put glitter and glue around it, you're really not going to notice the fold. So you can fold it in half. And then you can go ahead and cut your circle where you see your marker for the circle effect. Let me get the light. Okay, so now your circle is cut. And you're going to just shape it back. You don't even really notice where you fold the wreath. You don't even notice it. And you won't even notice it even more once you finish putting your glitter and everything on it. Then what you can do is just color in the little light spots that you might have. Just color it in. Okay. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put glue on here. So right now I'm going to use the I'm going to go ahead and use the Aleene's clear tacky glue so it can give the effect faster. It takes longer to dry, but I like it to work to give it a clear effect, so faster, so I can see what it looks like. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this on the red part, which is my ribbon effect, the glue. Okay. Right. And then what I'm going to do is get my glitter. Today I'm going to be using the Reflections Fine Glitter. It's called the Blonic Rose Glitz. I prefer the clearer one, but this is fine. It'll give it like a snow type of look. Use it along in. And just glue that on there. Tap it. And once it dry, it'll leave a sparkle. So that's cute. So that's done. So what I'm going to do is set this aside. And I'm going to do a border for my card. Okay, so the border I'm going to be using for the top of my card is going to be a glittered cardstock paper. You could use any kind of glittered cardstock paper or plain cardstock paper, whichever one you want. This is a piece of scrap paper that I have already that's about the same size or width or length that I need for the card. So my card, after folding it, measures 4 1/8, and so that's the width, I would say, of the card, 4 1/8, right? So The width I'm gonna need of this, the scrap piece of paper, is 4 1/8, and that's just perfect. Then I'm gonna need the length to be about 1 inch. So I'm gonna cut this at 1 inch. In length. Okay. Then I'm going to take my Martha Stewart Dolly puncher. This is normally the punch around page that you can use, the punch around the card puncher. But what I'm going to do now is just use this side for my border. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, and this is a Martha Stewart again, this is a Martha Stewart Dolly puncher. And as you can see the design. I don't know exactly which one they would call this, but I'm thinking they would just say it's a Dolly puncher. I'm not sure, but you can always look it up and look for this design. So I'm going to line this up. You can use any puncher you would like or have as far as your border. If you don't have a puncher for a border, you can always use, I have some shape shear scissors. You can always use these to do your border, or you can just leave it plain. It does, it's up to you. Just use your imagination. I'm gonna line this up so that each side is sort of matching before I punch. So I'm gonna just eyeball this. Then I'm gonna punch and move it to match the design on the puncher. I'm just try to turn it so you can see what I'm doing here. Okay. Now when you get to the end, you'll see that you need to go more in, so that way you'll know exactly where to line it up at. So this can go more in, and you stop on the design of the puncher. Okay, so now that's done, the border. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Aleene's glue. This time I'm going to use the one it dries clear, but it's a fast and drying glue. Okay, now that that's done, I'm going to line it up on my card. And then I'm going to take my wreath and glue it on the card. Now, if you want to give this wreath a more shiny effect, what you can do is you can always take decoupage and paint over it, and it will give it a shine. Or you can take some spray, some non-yellowing high shine glaze. I like this. I had this for a while by Folk Art, this will dry. This will look, this will make it look a little bit more shiny. I wouldn't advise to spray this in the inside, but for now, just to show you how it will look once you spray it, I'll do it real quick. You don't want to inhale that in. And it'll give it a shine. Okay. You don't want to inhale that in, but just to be quick about it. And it'll give it like a gloss effect. Okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and use the Lean's clear gel one, because it comes out faster for me when I'm doing a video. So okay. Then what I'm going to do is take this and stick my wreath on the card. And that's how that will come out. Then I'm going to stamp a saying that I have, Happy Holiday stamp on the card. And I probably should have stamped this before I put the wreath on, but I'm going to eyeball it and see how it comes out here. But just in case I make a mistake, I do have one on hand already done. Okay. All right. So I'm eyeball this and I'm going to go ahead and stamp this. Happy Holidays. Okay. That came out pretty decent. Okay. And now, okay, so I stamped that. Okay, so that's done. That came out pretty decent. And that's your card. Happy Holidays. It's blank inside. You can always do another, and once this dry, it'll come out looking like, I have one already done. It'll come out looking like this. Now this one is one without the glitter. Without the glaze, to give it a more shine effect. So this is more plain. And this is done. And then it's blank inside. You can add your own personal message. So that's done. And from that stencil, I went on and I made that one. That was one card from this stencil, from the Christmas stencil. I made this card. That was one. Then I did a Christmas card, Christmas tree. And then that will also give it a 3D effect. Okay? All right, thanks for watching my video. And stay tuned. I will be doing another video with holiday gift ideas, inexpensive holiday gift ideas that you'll probably be interested in. And thanks for watching. Have a great day.